Salt Lake locksmith costs. Now, with locksmith scams running rampant in the Salt Lake Valley, more and more consumers are wondering which locksmith fees are considered fair. Now, in this video, we'll list out some of the typical costs that legitimate Salt Lake locksmiths will charge and which services are legit. Now, as you can see here, we have house calls, key duplication, house rekeying, and new door locks. Now, first off, we have house calls. Now, as much as we'd all like to, there's no getting away from the locksmith quote-unquote house call fee. Whether you've been locked out of your house or your vehicle, if the locksmith is coming to you, it's going to cost you. Now, the amount usually depends on where you are, the type of lock, the time of day, etc. But regardless of those factors, there is usually a minimum fee, sometimes referred to as a mobile fee, of between $35 to $150 for coming to you. Now, of course, if you get locked out in the evening, weekend, or holiday, it's not uncommon to see these fees go as high as between $150 and $250, especially if you live in a more remote area. Now, second, we have key duplication. Now, when you call your locksmith to get a bid on key duplication, it's very important that you be as specific as possible when asking them about pricing. Now, a lot of newer vehicles have keys that are electronically chipped or laser cut, which will, of course, add to the final price. The more information you provide for your locksmith, the more accurate your estimate will be. Now, for most standard key duplication, the fee usually costs between $1.50 and $4, but it's not uncommon to see fees as high as $3 to $20 for more specialized keys, and even as high as $50 to $175 for vehicles with an electric or transponder chip. Now, third, we have house rekeying. Now, there's several reasons you would want to have a locksmith rekey your home, including new move-ins, a recent breakup, recent divorce, or losing your keys in a public place. Now, whatever your reason is, it's always well worth the investment to ensure the safety of you and your family. Another reason that commonly goes overlooked is when you've installed new hardware on your doors. Now, a lot of people think that just because your new doorknob came with keys, that those will keep you safe. It's important to note that those doorknobs were mass-produced and oftentimes very easy to be picked and broken into. Now, typical rekeying costs include a minimum fee of anywhere between $40 to $100, and then anywhere from $5 to $25 per lock cylinder. Now, lastly, we have new door locks. Now, as we were talking about previously, anytime you plan on installing new door hardware, it's a good idea to have them rekeyed. Oftentimes, locksmiths will give you a discount if you have them do both the installation and the rekeying at the same time. Plus, this helps you avoid the headache of installing the hardware yourself. Now, typical costs associated with new door locks are anywhere from $40 to $100 minimum, plus labor costs of anywhere from $20 to $30 per lock.